Well, today, congressional Democrats and Republicans say they are against the new $1.8 trillion coronavirus relief package that was presented by the White House. President Trump says he prefers a deal bigger than what's being offered by both Democrats and Republicans. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi meeting with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin yesterday. He proposed a $1.8 trillion deal that addresses some of the concerns of Democrats, but Pelosi spokesperson said there's not enough in the plan to fight the coronavirus. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he's doubtful another deal will come together before Election Day.
And this holdup in Washington is having a huge impact on most Americans, but especially business owners. NewsNation correspondent Michael Shore joins us live now from Colorado to show us how one community is affected. Michael.
Rudabeth, that's right. COVID has had such an effect in terms of uncertainty on this election. Of course, uncertainty all around. But when it comes to the politics, the health of the president, the status of debates, even whether or not it's going to be safe to vote in person. But what isn't a joking matter for so many of the people that are affected by this here in Colorado and around the country is what that's going to mean for them when it comes to that second stimulus package that you just referenced. So voters here in Colorado, like so many others, have more questions than answers. The debate over stimulus money may be happening in Washington, but its effects are being felt in places like Estes Park, Colorado, at the foot of the Rocky Mountains amid the yellow aspens of this purple state.
In March, when we went through the shutdown, 95% of our businesses were affected through some kind of closure or layoffs.
Adam Shake is president and CEO of the Estes Park Economic Development Corporation. He has concerns about what the change of seasons may bring to his town.
It's very important that we get a second stimulus package. Normally during the summer, our businesses make most of their money, so this is a very integral time for Estes Park and the Estes Valley in general. We really need to bolster our businesses through the fall and winter.
As politicians lock horns over a stimulus package, there is basic if fraught agreement on the political desire for action. Michael Bennet, Colorado's senior U.S. senator, says that his state's needs are urgent and uniquely Coloradan.
Our state is not only in the midst of COVID, not only in the midst of this economic catastrophe, but we've had terrible droughts, we've had terrible fires, and people have a reasonable expectation that 6 months after we pass the first COVID bill, we should pass the second.
How are we doing?
Good, how are you, Joe?
Good.
One of Bennett's constituents, Denver barber Joe Lo Schiavo, a Republican, agrees with his Democratic senator. Lo Schiavo has used government money to make ends meet, but also sees the pitfalls of stimulus.
And then they said on TV you can get unemployment, which was a lifesaver, which helped a lot of people. And I think they may have gave us a little too much at first.
But back in Estes Park, pizzeria owner Rob Pieper says he wouldn't have been able to do it without the help. How important was stimulus money to your being able to survive?
If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be open right now.
Like many small business owners in this summertime tourist destination, Pieper likes the peace of mind that comes with the assistance.
Who knows what's going to happen? We could have a lot of difficulties. And I'll just have to see if the summer was good enough to get us through another 9 months until next June.
See, that thing always gives you a little trouble, don't it, Dan?
In Denver, Joe Lo Schiavo keeps cutting hair, but the Trump voter doesn't quite understand the politics around opposing stimulus.
It's like you're trying to drive away votes, but I always heard this country uses the slogan, together we stand, divided we fall. They ought to try it.
And Rudabeh, one thing that we found both from Joe the barber in Denver and with the people that we spoke to in Estes Park is that Jared Polis, who shut down, the governor of Colorado, shut down the city and the state on the 24th of March. It was the tail end of ski season. This is an economy based on tourism as they head into the thick of what is ordinarily ski season and the tourism season here in Colorado. There is a lot of fear. Rudabeh?